What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Artistry. So this is basically like my art series, and in this video I'm working on a couple different whips, and most of these are actually already done, but yeah, this video is kind of old, so you're getting to see me work on stuff. If you want to see my other videos, definitely check them out. They're under the Artistry playlist. I have a bunch of art videos. I'm trying to do more art stuff, but as an art teacher, sometimes it's just tiring, and sometimes I don't even have the energy to create my own art, which sucks because it's I have so many projects that I want to do, but sometimes I just don't want to even create anything. So I've been trying to get myself to get back into that mojo, doing projects that I think would be fun for me. I'm gonna make some stickers for the school, and then I want to make some Halloween stickers. So that's my game plan for the next couple weeks. So eventually I will see the stickers I made. But yeah, this is an abstract piece that I've been working on for a good little minute now, and I don't know, when it comes to the abstract pieces, I literally just keep adding layers and layers until I feel like it looks right, or it feels like, okay, this is done. So once I went ahead and finished that, I'm gonna work on another piece because, girl, I was working on so many pieces this summer, just trying to get as much art things done because that was my free time. So I'm working on this other piece. I've been gravitating towards larger pieces. They do take a little bit longer, but I feel it's just been nice to be able to create something bigger, where I get to test kind of my art style where it is right now, because I have been changing how I use different techniques when I'm painting and stuff. I like to create the textures now. I feel when I was growing up and being in art class, everything was supposed to be smooth. It's supposed to be seamless. And now I'm just kind of having fun with not having everything look always so perfect, and trying to highlight those imperfections in a way, because even if you see me doing this nest, nothing is necessarily perfect. I keep just doing whatever until I feel it's completely done in a way. And I'm just going back in because I will usually do multiple layers, and it just depends on how much time I have. So I like to do a layer and try to touch up as many areas as possible in one round. So you see me just working on certain things with the house. I didn't like how the bricks, or the things that were supposed to be bricks, I didn't really like the color scheme, so that's why I added another layer. And then I'm just touching up this bell for the schoolhouse, and I'm working on the church back here, repainting the doors. Sometimes I'll change the shade or the tint of whatever color based on what other colors I have going throughout. So sometimes I'm okay, this is a good base, but then I'll change it because maybe I don't like how cool it is, or I don't like how warm it is. It just really depends on what I'm doing. I usually don't even really plan any of this stuff out. I just kind of just go for it. If I do plan stuff out, usually it's for something that's more of an intricate piece. I'm not saying that this isn't intricate, but when it comes to a lot of my paintings, I kind of just go for it and just, see where things go. I just feel that's just my art style in general. But I do love actually planning out certain pieces. I have this little zine that I do want to eventually make. I've been meaning to make it for years. I have so much poems, art pieces, and art ideas and stuff that I want to include in it. I just feel I haven't really had the chance to do it, and maybe I will do that in the next year. I probably will. I'm going to try to, at least try to. But yeah, I'm over here touching up the trees. When it comes to me painting, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when I'm doing one painting, I will only use one brush, and I'll just wipe off the paint on my pants or my shirt. I have paint pants and stuff like that, just because whenever I'm painting, I always get stuff everywhere. I am a messy painter. I'm a messy person in general, I feel and I'm not trying to create mess, but it's just when I be doing stuff, I be in it. Even when I do my makeup and stuff, I be in the zone, and I don't really be necessarily worried about trying not to get something on, trying not to get something on my clothes or whatever. I just do what I need to do to make shit shake. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and kind of make the grass 3 different colors, if that makes sense. So we have the yellowish color up front for the foreground, and then the middle ground is a little bit darker, and in the background I use smaller brush strokes and stuff, and that's what you see me doing right there. It's just me just practicing different things, because I feel once you kind of get the habit of creating basic compositions, in a sense, just the background, a main object, and then just a basic background, I feel once you get comfortable with that, it's easier for you to start thinking about, okay, what do I want to have in the middle ground, or what is the actual background, and what is the foreground. And that's just something I've just been working on a lot more, just trying to create more dimensionality. I don't even know if that's the thing, just more dimension, I guess, but really just trying to make things look a little bit more not even realistic in a way, just giving them more energy and more, I don't know, aspects. I don't even fucking know, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like I can't even like really like comprehend or like explain why I do certain things. I just know that I like how it looks. And I know that like I'm in a different era. Like, you know, this Ariel is definitely a different artist than the Ariel that graduated college a couple of years ago. Like, this is a different Ariel than me in 2022. Like, so it's just like a growing process. And I just feel like that's just you as an artist. You experience life, and like the things that you experience, like even just like other art that you see, like it affects your style. And your style is always going to evolve as long as you're evolving. So, you know, don't get like caught up in like, okay, like, man, I wish my style was like this. The more you practice, the more you like start basically creating like muscle memory when it comes to creating. I feel like it comes easier to you. So that's just like a thought. And then like I know like my kids, like when I'm teaching art class, like sometimes they'll ask me to help them draw something, and a lot of my kids actually like maybe they have taken art like in elementary school, but most of them like don't really know how to draw in a sense. So like sometimes, you know, I'll draw something, they're like, how do you make it look so easy, like how is that? And it's just like I've been doing this for years. Like I've been drawing since I was like a little kid. I've always been in art class. You know, I had art throughout elementary school, I had art throughout middle school and high school. I was in AP art my senior year. Like my minor in college was art. So like I've always been doing art. So, you know, it's just something like that just comes with time. I feel like time and practice, and just like intentional, like being intentional when it comes to stuff. And you see me working on this other piece right now, and basically I wanted to make the like background, like the like far back, I wanted to make those look like trees like in the distance and stuff. So that's why you see me like adding those like green. And then I need to touch up the clouds because I feel like they needed a little bit more white to make them pop. And then I decided to add like this little like pond or like a lake, because I love drawing bodies of water. It's just like happy and just like what I like. So now you see me working on a smaller piece that's been a cover-up of a cover-up. Sometimes I just keep covering up pieces until I feel like I kind of like get an idea of what I want. You know, that's kind of a downside of like me not planning out stuff. Like sometimes I just try stuff and then I look at it and I'm like, I don't like this and I don't want to go forward with that idea. So I just cover it up with something. So, you know, I love underseas. Like I'm literally named after a mermaid. So, you know, it makes sense, I feel like, for me to draw like underwater stuff. I just feel like I've been into landscapes the last year. And I feel like it's actually really good practice because, you know, I do want to make children books and stuff, like, you know, storybooks. I want to make like, you know, graphic novels and stuff like that. So I feel like it's really good practice for me to actually practice doing these landscapes. That way it'll become like something easier. That way when I'm ready to like step into that, like, you know, area of my life or that career, I can actually like do it with ease. I'm sorry. But yeah, when it comes to me doing sand, I like to layer different colors and basically just make like dots throughout it. So that's what you see me doing. It's kind of like stippling in a way. So I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I cut down a whole lot of footage. Like I literally had over an hour of footage, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't like making long videos like that. Like I like to shorten it as much as possible, just because I do feel like that's easier to edit. And plus, like, I'm not gonna lie, who the hell, like, maybe somebody want to watch me paint for an hour, but I don't want to edit. I don't want to do a whole voiceover for an hour. Girl, no thank you. But anyways, you see me going in with that yellow to add those layers. Usually I'll try to do like 2 layers at a time, or like 2 different colors. It just depends on like what I'm working on. So I know that a lot of my artistry videos are usually me just working on random whips, but I will say if y'all ever want me to explain like maybe a painting technique, or if you want me to show y'all how to draw anything in particular, please let me know, because, you know, I do want to make content that y'all want to see. Right now I'm just like free flowing, just showing y'all like what I work on in my personal time, because, you know, if I do get time to actually like work on creative stuff, I do like to work on my stuff. I have a couple of paintings that I haven't even touched in the last like month or two because school has just been crazy. So I'm gonna try and like make some more videos after like October, like after I get all my spooky season videos together, because side note, spooky season is starting on October 1st. I have videos I'm gonna be posting like every single day as long as I can. And yeah, so if y'all want to see me do anything spooky art related, I do have to like paint this pumpkin. I bought this like black pumpkin from Michael, so I do have to paint that. But if y'all want to see anything else, let me know. I'll probably be doing like a witch. I don't know, I did a witch like Halloween sticker last year, and I want to do a couple different ones this year. So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. But yeah, if y'all do want to see anything, please let me know. And I just want to say I love y'all so much. And I really do appreciate everybody who, like, you know, supports me in any way when it comes to me and my YouTube channel, because I've been doing this consistently for over a year now. And I'm just proud of myself because this is something that, you know, I started doing when I was in high school, and then I stopped, and now I've just been getting back into it just to make sure, you know, I'm creating. And plus, this is fun for me. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually fun for me to, like, create videos and stuff. You know, I was burnt out for a while because of the school year. Like, I spent a good portion of the summer just really trying to get back my energy, because when I tell you, I had nothing left of me. Like, I literally could not even, like, do anything. Like, it was to the point where I was really, like, sleep bedridden for a good little amount of time, because I was having such bad migraines, like, to the point where, like, I literally could not do anything. Like, I could eat and literally just sit in bed all day. That's what I had to do to like, you know, center myself. So I feel like this school year it's better in ways. You know, it's certain things I'm like, but I feel like as an art teacher, I've been really just trying to find my footing, because, you know, the things that I was teaching last year, you know, I'm teaching kids who are younger. Well, some of them are younger. So it's like I have to, like, reevaluate how I teach and, like, kind of figure out, like, what lessons I want to, like, include from the lessons that I've done, you know, at different schools and stuff. So I feel like it's a growing process, you know, just trying to figure out, like, how I can best support these kids. But you know what? Something that gets on my nerves, they be throwing crayons and stuff at each other. I'm not gonna lie, that should be pissing me off, because I don't have that many supplies. Like, you know, I'm trying to work with what I have, and to, like, constantly have my stuff being broken, it's irritating. And, you know, I try to make shit shake. But yeah, if y'all ever want to donate anything, please let your girl know, because, you know, I could use, you know, some support in some ways. Like, I really could. And if y'all have any ideas for projects that you think would be cool for, like, some kids and stuff, please let me know, because, you know, I have been needing, like, you know, some feedback sometimes. You know, I'm not really surrounded by a lot of, like, artsy people. Like, you know, I don't always have their support when it comes to, like, creating lessons and stuff, since I get to create my own, like, you know, plans of what to do. But I just want to say I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.